My name's Chuck Robinson, and I've been active in Kairos prison ministry for about 15 or 20 years now. The motto of Kairos is listen, listen, love, love. And that really sums up the hardest part of the whole thing, is to sit at the table and not tell them what they should be doing. It's sit there and let them hear the talks, figure it out for themselves, discuss it, come to some conclusion as a group at the table of what that talk was about. And they usually get to the right conclusion. The bulk of the people, the inmates that come in, when they come in, will tell us, if we ask them, they'll tell us they're a Christian. Okay. And after they start listening to the talks and they start hearing all this, a lot of them come to the conclusion by the end that they were not a Christian and they need to be. If you can ever get these guys to get past feeling guilty and shameful about what they've done, and get to the point where they realize that God's forgiven them, that they become a different person. And that's one of the best things about Kairos, is you literally get to watch miracles happen every time. We had a very large, muscular, angry man who was the head of the Crips on the unit, the top dog on the unit. And he came in there and he sat through the first day, and very stoic. He wasn't going to believe anything we said. And he made it through the second day, still listening, but he was still not discussing much. And about middle of the morning, the third day, he just broke down bawling, just sobbing at the table. And they couldn't get him to stop. Everybody came over trying to console him. Nobody could get him to stop crying for about 30 minutes. And at the end of the 30 minutes, he finally got it under control and said he needed Jesus. And he wanted to go into chapel, accept Christ. And he did. Generally, if you're in any kind of gang in a prison and you want to renounce the gang and get out of it, they beat you out of the gang. They beat you nearly to death, and that's your exit. And he was fortunate. He said he wouldn't have to do that because he was bigger than anybody else. And he was not real concerned about getting beaten out of the gang, but that's typically the way they get out, except the Hispanics. The Hispanics have a different tradition. If they're in a Hispanic gang and they decide they've accepted Christ and they want out, they take their word for it and say, okay, but then they start watching them. So you better walk the walk now. And if they don't walk the walk, then they beat them up. But they let them out without getting beaten the first time. They just take their word for it. So like I said, it's a different world. The prayer chain is one of the biggest motivators on the weekend. And we had hundreds of people sign prayer chain from Flint Baptist, and that adds a lot of length to that chain. And these guys go around looking at that chain, and it finally dawns on them that each link is a different person that's praying for them. A lot of people make posters, just encouraging posters. You can get little kids to make posters. We have had, Flint has helped us out with the children coloring placemats every time we go for a meal in there. And the meals are one of the big draws that people come to Kairos for. They sign up for it because they heard they have good food. We had one of the guys at our table ended up getting saved because it was Mother's Day. And it impressed him so much. And he was one of those people, he had tried out Hinduism, Buddhism, all the isms. He tried them all out. And he really wasn't sure when he got there. He wasn't sure most of the weekend. He was a thinker, very good in discussion. I mean, he had a lot of good ideas, but he just couldn't settle on Christianity until Mother's Day. He's now moved up. He's one of the leaders in the Kairos community there already. People ask me, why did I start doing Kairos prison ministry? And, I want to be a sheep, not a goat. And Jesus said, I was sick or in prison and you visited me. And visiting people is a very low bar. I mean, you're doing exactly what Jesus said if you just show up and talk to him and listen to him. That's all you got to do. And pray for us, give, and go with us.